Here's something that's interesting, and I want you to know this. There are people that don't have a problem with God.
That's right.
But when you start narrowing it down to whether or not they love Jesus, watch their comment.
Come on. Come on.
Because Jesus said no man can get to the Father except he comes through him.
Yes.
Amen.
Just food for thought. Just in case you decide one day that you want to say, I'm going to take Pastor AJ up on what he taught me. And, you know, I'm gonna talk to somebody about the Lord, and I'm going to ask somebody. And if they say, oh yeah, I love God, but then if they turn around and can't tell you that they love the Lord, that ain't good enough, beloved.
Come on. Come on.
Ain't good enough. I'm telling you, it's not good enough. We have to first love the only begotten of the Father, who is Jesus Christ the righteous. That's who we have to love. Watch this now. In verse 16, it says, behold, I send you out as sheep. Now this is what really started bugging me. In the midst of wolves, therefore be wise as a serpent, but harmless as doves.
Yeah, that's right.
He's going to send us out in a world that has the mentality to devour you.
That's right.
That's what they want, and that's what they will attempt to do in some way, form, or fashion. Whether it's literally or whether it's just to insult you and constantly insult you. In other words, every time you open your mouth and talk about something about the goodness of the Lord, you're going to get picked at, you're going to get heckled, you're going to be made to feel ashamed. It's going to seem like you got 10 against you. And however you try to talk about it, they're going to keep right on trying to beat you down, make you feel like you're wasting your time. That's the kind of mentality that the Lord was talking about when he referenced the name wolf in this particular verse.
Amen.
You don't stand a chance. Or at least one would think so. But now, when I began to look up this word sheep, because when you really think about the analogy of sheep, you would think that, guess what? How in the world would Jesus want me to take on the image of a sheep and go out there in a situation or condition like that?
Come on.
That don't even make no sense. Because we already know sheep don't stand a chance against wolves. They can't even defend themselves against too much of anything. And wolves, please, that's out of the question.
That's right.
But when I began to look up the word sheep, it had a whole different meaning than what you would think.
Come on.
He wasn't referring to sheep as in animal. He was referring to sheep as something that walks forward.
Come on.
And when I began to look this word up in its true meaning, I was like, wait a minute. Let me check this again. Because even in my mind, I looked at it for what it really went. And I said, what? I said, so I looked up the word again, and I looked it up, and it says something that walks forward. To walk forward or advance. So when he sends them forth as sheep, he will protect them and get them out of trouble when they need to get out of trouble. So he's not talking about the animal.
That's right.
He's talking about a person who has the disposition of being able to survive up under pressure.
Come on.
But he will not fold to the pressure. He will continue to move forward when the heat is on, when the pressure is on. He will not fold up and cave in up under all the chaos that's going on. He or she will be like one that will continue to press his way or her way when it comes to being mission-minded for the Lord.
Amen.
That's right.
And that's what we've been called to do.
Amen.
In other words, if I'm going to be like a wolf in my demeanor, then my characteristics is going to reflect that of a wolf. So how can I take that kind of disposition and go out into the world and try to lead people to Christ. I can't be that way. So here's Christ using an analogy of a sheep, because sheep are docile. They don't pose no real threat or imminent threat to anyone.
Yes.
But what Jesus was saying was, but on the inside, that's what he's looking up at. You and I will have the mindset to continue to walk forward in our mission towards God and mankind. So you know what? We're going to be like, we got to be wise as serpents, y'all. Wise as serpents. Not, yeah, I know what you're thinking. You mean to tell me that he's using snakes to prove a point? No, he's not. It's through the idea of sharpness of vision.
That's right.
So he's going to send us forth as what? Therefore be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. In other words, you got to be sharp in this last day.
Amen.
You got to have a vision that's keen. You got to have understanding about what you're hearing and about what people are saying. You got to have some type of ability to be able to juggle things whenever they come at you. In other words, do like the old folks say, have some common sense. Amen. Have some common sense. And if you don't have the common sense, take the common and put with the sense.
All right, come on.
And you might get somewhere.
All right.
Because I'm telling you, some of us and some people, when you sit down and listen to them, they don't have a clue.
That's right.
And you know what I was telling First Lady not too long ago? I don't know where I'm at in this whole experience about life. I don't. Something has shifted and I'm trying to catch up with it now. But when I can literally sit down and discuss something with someone, and by the time they give it back to me, they have totally disembogulated what I said.
Come on.
And I'm sitting there like, are you kidding me? I mean, I can say that their house over there is red and for some reason they got it and it's blue.
Come on.
And I'm like, really? This can't be happening. But you know what? People ain't paying attention to what nobody's saying no more. And you find yourself becoming almost frustrated and almost cynical because you almost think you don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, right.
Because when you hear when they're trying to repeat what you're saying to them, they got it all messed up. So you got to be sharp. Come on, say sharp.
Sharp.
All right. Through the idea of sharpness of vision as a sly, cunning, and artful person.